Guys, welcome back. It's your girl Toya T, and this is a Lyft video. I will admit that I haven't driven in a while, and I just started driving again. And of course, like the last time I made a video about changes that were made to the Lyft app and in the Lyft system itself, again, I noticed some new changes that have happened, and so I wanted to talk about them, the good and the bad about them. So the first change I noticed is that now the app has a countdown timer for passengers to get into your car from the time that you notify them that you have arrived. So that has been something that has definitely been, I think it's a great change because I have been in situations where I've arrived at the destination and I've waited like 15 minutes for the person to get into the car, even though I'm there right in front of their house and they obviously requested it and it took me maybe like 5 minutes to get to their house. I'm still waiting 15 minutes, which is not paid time. But now with the countdown timer, you are paid for the time that you are waiting for the person. So that is definitely a great change. Good job, Lyft, on that one. I'm pretty sure a lot of drivers probably told them that it's very inconvenient to not get paid for the time that you are actually waiting in the car for the person to get in. So now when you get to the destination, you just tap to arrive, and then the countdown timer starts from 5 minutes, and the person has 5 minutes to get into your car. I've never gotten down to 0, so I don't know what happens, but regardless, I think even if they don't get into the car within 5 minutes, that you get paid for that 5 minutes of time that you're sitting outside. So, but when they do get into the car, you tap to say that that you have picked them up. So there's an arrive and there's a pick up part of the first part of the ride now. So that makes it pretty good. I've had the counter go down to 1 minute so far, and the person gets into the car by that time. But I think it's a good amount of time to let someone know, like, hey, you're going to be charged if you don't get into the car within 5 minutes, so you should be ready when you make a ride request. So that's something I think is great. Number two, this change came over the weekend. I mean, if you have the Lyft app, you notice that every time it updates on your phone, particularly if you have an iPhone like I do, it updates every single week. And Lyft says that they just like to update their app to make sure they get rid of any bugs. And so recently I noticed that the the ride request interface has also changed. So now it's this, instead of it saying like you have a ride request and the picture of the person's on the top and they have the map and you have to press the flashing pink button, now it is a round circle with the person's face above it, and you have to tap it, tap it to accept the ride. But it definitely is a bit of a jarring change, because the first time I saw it, I wasn't quite sure what was happening and I almost missed the ride request. So that was a bit of a problem. But I think, aesthetically it looks better, so I don't think it's necessarily a bad change or a good change. It's just an aesthetically pleasing change, so I think that's okay. Another change that is pretty good, and I talked about this before when I talked about changes coming to Lyft. I haven't tried it yet, but the rental program, which they are trying in Boston and I think 2 other cities, that is pretty cool from what I can see on my actual my Lyft dashboard, that gives you the opportunity to rent a car, and you can almost get it for free if you make $75. If you make 75 rides within a week, you can actually get the rental for free. If you make 40, I think you pay even less. So the more you drive, the more you're able to earn a free rental. So that works out pretty great. So if you're ever in a situation like I was last summer when I got into a car accident, my car was totaled and I didn't have anything to drive in, so I couldn't drive for like a whole month. Having the option of having a Lyft rental car or a rental car that's approved with Lyft, that's working with Lyft, and having it be that you can actually drive your way to a free ride without it taking away from your earnings is something that's really great. So you're not even paying for it. If you make 75 rides within a week, which I know is a lot of rides, but if you can make 75 rides, you can have a free car. If not, it can go up to, you can still get a discount if you make at least 40 rides or more. And I'll put more information about that in the box below, but I haven't tried it yet, but I think that that's absolutely a great thing, and I think once it goes national, it'll be a very good boost for them. Another thing that I've noticed is that I no longer have the opportunity to get power drive bonus. This is the biggest, and that was me crying if you couldn't tell. This is the biggest change that I think is horrible. It's the worst change that they made. They now make power bonus only available to those who have a car that is 2011, I think, and above, and I have a 2010, so I'm just been taken out of that. The problem I have with this is that it should have been a grandfather thing. So if you are already in the system, you're already approved driver, you have good ratings, then they should have can let you continue to get power drive bonuses, which is where you're able to earn back the percentage of fees that they take from you. The more you drive, the more fees that you get back, to the point that you can actually have all your fees given back to you. But now it's not even available to me. So for someone like me who drives part-time, it doesn't even give me an incentive to drive more, to be in driver mode more, because I don't get anything from it. I don't get my fees back, and I'm just putting wear and tear on my car, and burning more gas by driving more. And I think before, the power drive bonus was a good idea because it kind of made up for the wear and tear and the time in your car, on wear and tear in your car, and the gas and all the stuff that goes into driving for a long time. So I think this is absolutely the stupidest change, worst change ever. It only benefits people who have newer cars. I just bought my car last year, and it's in pretty good shape for a 2010 Honda Civic, and so I don't have any reason to buy a new car unless I get into an accident or something else. So I guess I pretty much am locked out for the next 4 or 5 years, for as long as I keep this car. And so I think that's a problem for other people too, who have cars that are underneath that, who have been grandfathered in, because I guess the requirements of the cars have changed in the last couple of months. But I think it creates a tier among drivers that I think is really unfair. So anyway, those are some of the changes that I've noticed that's happened in Lyft. Some of the good, some of the bad, and some of the okay. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.